welcome to another Stretch with Dave. I, of course, am Dave. Today, like I said, we need a golf ball. I'm just going to set that down because before I do my rolling, I like to get a little bit of motion in the muscle group. So we're going to go with our arm swings, palms are up, going to cross the body, go palms down. And again, this is just a really quick class today. Hopefully the title at the top there doesn't give people the wrong idea. And then we're going to go into our shoulder rolls. So elevate the shoulders, bring them back, and depress. And I'm mainly sticking with upper body today because this is something that can easily be done at the desk and going forward, or when you're sitting on the couch and you just need a little bit tension relief, and back again. Good. We're going to do our forward fold combo, and this is more to warm up the forearms, but I do like the stretch in the hamstring. If I was to do more lower body, I'd probably actually use a foam roller itself. Standing up, I'm pulling back on my left fingers. Hips to the left, lean to the right. Hips to the right, lean to the left. Let's do that again. Just because, switching sides to the right side. Just because with the lower body, the foam roller is a little bit larger to help target those larger muscles. And also a little bit more intense. And this time pushing down on the left fingers. Or I should say less intense. The golf ball is very intense. So the foam roller is a little bit gentler. Because usually when we foam roll our lower body, we're using our body weight to push down on it. With the golf ball, we can sort of regulate with the pressure that we apply on our hands. So we're just going to go upper trap and neck. So I'm going right here to right shoulder, depressing the left shoulder, gently tilting the head forward, and we'll switch sides again, not too long on this stretch. Going left ear to left shoulder, depressing the right shoulder and gently tilting the head forward. And we just sort of shake it out before we grab our golf ball. So for the chest roll, I do like to go along the chest fibers, and if we can imagine the chest fibers are running this way, I like to go forward and back as I work my way down to the lower pectoral, and then I go forward and back as I work my way up into that insertion point, which is in the shoulder there. And I typically, what I will do is I'm not going all the way across, all the way back, but I sort of knead my way. And we'll switch sides here. Start at the top, sort of kneading my way across and down. I'll go back up. All right, so our next is our upper trap and neck. So I like to start with the upper trap, show you from the front here. So again, I'm starting from this high point, and the upper trap fibers are actually running down and away like this. So I try to start going from up, down, and away. It can be a little difficult if you have poor mobility to get further down your back. You know, this is as far as I'm going. But it's still nice to get some relief in those upper trap and neck muscles. You know, if you have a partner, they can get a little bit lower into the, lower traps, which are up there more, to provide a little bit more release. But I find even just getting some rolling in that upper trap and neck area, I don't get too much here, right? It's going to be more here rather than down there. I'm just going to switch sides. And you can circle with this one too. You know, the muscle fibers go forward and back, but because they are so tight, it's hard to get a lot of pressure there. Sometimes that circle provides a little bit of extra pressure and release. It feels very, very nice. And, you know, I'll still try to reach as far as I can, but realistically, that's as far as I'm going. If this area is particularly tight, what I do is I'll get a foam roller on the ground. But we'll just finish off with our biceps and forearms. So I'm going to start with my left forearm here. Again, I'm going more in a circle here because these muscles are extremely tight. For me, I don't get too much just by going forward and back. So you might find as well that the circle works a little bit better. And the same goes to the chest as well. And I work my way all the way down to the wrist and all the way up. And we'll do the other side of the forearm before we move on to the bicep. And you'll find areas where it's particularly tight, right? Like you're not going to get too much tightness around here because it's mostly tendons and insertions, right? But right here, right? And especially right there is we're going to feel a lot of that tightness. And if it's feeling more in that category of pain, that's where we need to maybe go with some more active stretching, some more static stretching, or use a softer modality for a roller. And then for the bicep, sometimes what I'll do for this is I will sit and maybe on a desk. I can't really rest on a desk, but provide my arms some more support as I roll through. And again, the muscle fibers of the bicep run up and down. But, you know, for me, biceps are extremely tight as well, just from maybe overtraining. The other thing with the biceps is the camera reverse always fools me. You know, it comes all the way up and it inserts in up here, right? Up into the shoulder. So you can still roll that area. I'm going to switch sides here, going back to standing just so I can better demonstrate. Right forearm again. This upper area is going to be the tightest. So you want to spend the most time here. And down here, right? Like, there's really nothing to roll there or release. I shouldn't say release, but there's certainly, you know, you'll get the most out of the roll in the upper spot. Switching sides again. This is where I'm feeling the most tightness, so I'll spend the most time there. I feel like I'm new the way I'm turning for the camera in all the wrong ways here. This is why it's nice to keep like something like this just at your desk, right? And then I'm going to the bicep here. Because it can provide a little bit of relief, right? Even when you're sitting in a meeting, you have your camera off, or you want to show everybody your new rolling tricks. Sometimes I find an area like, you know, this spot on my biceps, where I feel particular tightness, and it's just really nice to get some extra rolling there. Here, I would more recommend relaxing the arm or having it rested on a surface, because if I'm up here, this is flexed, and I'm not rolling through that. There's no way. It's activated, it's hard, it's not going to be effective rolling. We want to be in a rest and a relaxed position, which is why, like, I'll have it hanging at my side. Elevated, not too great. I should have mentioned that on the other side, but I wanted to make sure I could demonstrate. But best is when it's resting on a surface and doesn't need to be activated at all. I will show you one more thing that you can do with the golf ball if you do find that you have particularly tight calves that I don't have here. But we can just step on the golf ball and roll that around. So you have a lot of muscles in your lower leg that actually wrap around the bottom of your foot, and you can get some release just by rolling, stepping on a golf ball and gently rolling. Right? I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this, right? Like I'm not leaning into it. It's just, gently stepping on it, rolling. And the area where I'm spending the most time is between, the ball of the foot and the heel. That's where majority of the muscles are wrapping around. And you'll feel that as you roll, right? Like, if you listen to your body, it will tell you where that tightness is. I just switch sides here. I feel I've spent a little bit longer on this video, so hopefully nobody minds. I know it did say quick, but there's a lot to explain today. So hopefully you learned some new tricks. I suggest you find somebody that you're comfortable with to try using this on you, especially on the back, and you'll really feel the release there. As always, I am Dave. That was Quick Roll with Dave. Maybe not so quick. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, please let me know. And I will see you in the next video. You have yourself a wonderful day.